welcome to my first episode ever. I am Brianna, and this is my life on paper. So I am joining Christy with Christy's Beautiful Life. She has a 30-day of sketches, and this is the best of 30 days of sketches. So in the beginning, I showed the sketch, and now I'm going to show you my interpretation of the sketch. The fun thing is that there's a whole bunch of people that are playing along, and there will be a playlist linked up at the bottom below this to let you know everybody who's playing along, and you'll get to see just the fabulous work of all these lovely people on YouTube. So starting off, I want to let you know I have these 3 pictures. My daughter had her senior year vacation summer break in Florida with her friends, and I don't usually use these little pictures. The sketch definitely called for it, and since I did have some photos that worked in the size, I was able to use it. So we have the photos, and then the papers that I took, this one is actually a piece from Hobby Lobby. It's 8.5 by 11. Really liked the colors on that one. And then what really started me off were these papers. These are also 8.5 by 11. Trying to use scraps. I heard on YouTube from a lot of people this is the year of the stash, so I really wanted to dig in, pulled out my summer stuff, loved these colors, and put this other paper with it. You'll notice that this one is shorter, but because this is the one that's going to be going behind the photos, I'm going to be able to hide the seam so you'll never even know. Let's see. The one thing that I think I might do is make these a little bit shorter or skinnier. I was playing around with them. I like the way that these look together. However, I think for a little bit more interest, I'll just trim this down so that there's varying widths behind the photos. So I like to use my Fiskars trimmer. I don't know how big I want it. Well, better bigger than smaller. We can always make it smaller. This is a standard go-to. I have several different trimmers, but this is the one I really go for. It's easy, it's accurate. I love it. So we're gonna have something like this. And then laying down the photos, you know, we kind of want a heavy photo on the bottom. I've got 2 photos that are a little bit darker, and then the brighter photos. Not exactly sure if I want to go brighter on top or brighter on the bottom. The other thing is, I don't know if I want them straight on like the photo is, or like the sketches, or if I want to make them a little bit wonky to give them a little bit more interest. And this middle one is adjustable due to that seam, so we can move that one around. I think I might drag them out a little bit more so that you can see them a little bit better. I do kind of like, even though these are darker and I feel like maybe they should be on the bottom, I do like the way they look on the top, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to play around with it, but with a little bit, but I think I do like the kind of the wonky angles. I did make a couple things on my Cricut. They kind of turned out bigger than what I was thinking. Over here is where the title will be. All my scrap papers as well as my embellishments are separated by color, so I don't know exactly what brand that is from, who the manufacturer is, but if you leave me a comment below, I will find that out for you. The other thing is there were some round buttons, and I didn't want to use buttons, but I do have some flair from Dottie About Flair. I have more of the flat back ones that work really good. We can put some thick tape behind it so that it'll stand up a little bit. And then for my clusters, I also, well, and for this cluster under the title, I also wanted to, you know, it's got those leaves there that trail down a little bit, but instead of the leaves, I was thinking about doing some bubbles, and I had some Creative Memory stickers that I was going to use. These are from Creative Memories, and there's just lots of bubbles. So I'm going to hold this to the side so that I can use those trailing down a little bit. As far as my clusters go, I didn't use the clock like it was in the sketch. I chose instead to use this beach ball kind of to represent that shape. So I've got that for over here. I'll tuck that in a little bit. And then instead of a tag, I have a lot of these cut aparts. This I've had for quite a while, but again, I took it out of the pad, I cut it out, and I separate them by color, and it's much easier for me to use then. So I'm going to tuck that underneath there. I have various other little, again, the Dottie About Flair the Flare, I'm going to put there instead of the button. I have a couple different colored of these little banners. So if one doesn't look completely right, we can use a different one. We'll put that there for now. What else? We have this other cluster on the bottom, which I have another beach ball, another flip-flops to tie that together. And then instead of the ampersand, I do have I actually found a teal aqua ampersand, but it blended in too much. So I'm going to hold off on that. But I did find a tag, and I don't really have a place for journaling on here. So I thought the tag would go good over here. I'm going to layer that up a little bit. I'm not sure if it's going to go over or under. We still want to see all the rest of this stuff going on. And then we also have the Dottie About Flair. And then to bring that blue color down into this quadrant, I just thought, or this cluster, I thought we would bring this arrow down here. The other thing I did, I have as well, are these stickers. They're travel stickers, and they're from Simple Stories from 2020, and it's from the Going Places collection. So I'm going to sprinkle those in too. For right now, I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to get some of this glued down, and I'll come back. Welcome back. I got this layout completed. I'm pretty excited. It stayed pretty true to the sketch and to what we had seen before. A couple things I changed up. You know, one thing I thought about was moving the whole cluster this way because she is looking into the page. But then she's looking that way. So I kind of left it where it was. I forgot to talk about the circle. So I used to be a Close to My Heart consultant over 10 years ago. I've got this stamp set. It's called Free Spirit. And I just recently learned on Facebook that the last two numbers are actually the year that it was put out. So this is from 2017, but the circles are fun. So I used the biggest one to do this. And then it's hard to see it after it's all done. I did use the Distress Oxide and Tumble Glass for those circles. I used the matching spray. It's the same, the tumbled glass. And normally I would flick it and just do it around. This time I did go ahead and spray, and I really like the way it turned out. The other thing is I did use some of those stickers. I used those stickers up that I had on here from Going Places with Simple Stories from 2020. Little hesitant to use that camera. Wasn't sure how that was going to look, but I think it does go with the beach balls, and it brings some of those colors over here. From the Creative Memories stickers, I did not use the bubbles, but I did use this green floral, and then I also brought the green up with the little turtle up there as well. The sunglasses was also from there. So pretty pleased with the way it turned out. The other thing I didn't mention was that I'm also part of a scrapbook group on Facebook. It's called Bash Your Scrapbook Stash, and they're currently playing a form of bingo called Basho. It's to use your stash. If you join by today, it has to be in before tomorrow, and you make out your bingo card based on prompts that they give you, then you can enter for prizes. So you can only use one per page, so I'm gonna mark off the distressed oxide for this one. And so there's that. I'll link that below. If there is any suggestions that you have or any questions, anything I didn't talk about, or anything you want to know more about, please leave me a message below and I will get back to you as soon as you can. I plan on participating every day. They might be posted a little bit late sometimes. This one will probably go up late just because it was the first one. I just got the sketch today. But I'm very excited to share with you my first layout here on YouTube, and I hope you have a great day.